everybody, and welcome inside the Joel Coliseum for ACC Women's Basketball on ESPN. This afternoon, we've got the fourth-ranked Louisville Cardinals at 16-1 overall. The Wake Forest Demon Deacons at 9-8. Hey, everybody, Evan Lepler alongside Stan Luter. It's great to have you with us. Obviously, Louisville has established themselves as a national contender year in, year out. Wake Forest aspiring to get to that point, but more bad news for the Deeks today. Their top scorer, Eliza Penna, not available to play because of a knee injury.
Eliza Penna's out today. Alex Sharp's been injured. Ariel Stevenson not playing. This is a very young basketball team. All the things that say, hey, Wake can't get it done, but they've got to play a positive basketball game and have a good image. Could have a chance today.
Well, Louisville Cardinals have been a special program across the country the past several years, and Asia Durr is a huge reason why. Her emergence from #1 recruit to fulfilling those expectations, over 2,100 points now in her 4 years at Louisville.
2 years she's been the best player in high school in Georgia. Now she takes this to Louisville, and what can you say about it that's not been said? She's on everybody's All-American team. Every team's national watch, the Wooden Award, the Naismith. She's there. She's a solid player. If you want to see what an All-American looks like, it's Asia Durr. She can score, she can defend, she can run. I love watching Asia Durr.
She had 26 points on just 10 field goal attempts against Wake Forest last year. Without Sharp and Penna, much more responsibility on the shoulders of the sophomore from Ohio, Gina Conti.
Yeah, going into this ball game earlier in the week, thinking about this, I felt Gina Conti had to be one of the key players. She leads the team in assists, but she also leads them in turnovers. She's going to see a lot of pressure a lot of ways. She's got to handle the basketball, handle the pressure, get it in her teammates' hands. It's going to be an interesting challenge for the young Miss Conti.
Cardinals only lost this year to #1 Notre Dame. They're coming off a pretty impressive win, 48-point margin of victory against the Virginia Cavaliers. It's their biggest win in ACC history since the Cardinals joined the league. And we'll get a redo on the jump ball. Norma Jones tossing it up, working with Mark Resch and Jen Rizak. Deeks in the white, Cardinals in the red. Louisville 4-0 against Wake Forest all time. Ivana Ratza, Wake's leading scorer, who's in the lineup today, gives the Deeks a 2-0 lead.
Nice start. Louisville starts out in man-to-man. Rox was able to get to the middle of the floor, take her time, and score. The tempo of this basketball game is going to be very important early, especially for Wake Forest. They've got to play defense, and they've got to score when the opportunity comes.
Same starting five that Cardinals fans are used to: Fearing, Carter, Jones, Durr, and Dunham. Conti with a rebound off the long miss. Getting off to a good start for Wake Forest is so critical. On Thursday, the Deeks struggled in the first half in Chapel Hill, and the game was really over by halftime.
And don't forget last Sunday in the game against Notre Dame, only 6 points in the first quarter. Their first halves of the last 3 basketball games have not been something to write home about. You're right. I mean, they've got to get off to a solid start and continue that for 4 quarters.
Asia Durr misses her first shot. She went 4 for 9 from 3 against Virginia, after shooting only 18% from 3 the previous 6 games. Quick trigger. Caitlin Dixon's 3 rims out.
Reagan Branch is a 3-point shooter primarily, and she'll take that top of the key shot. She's got to find confidence. But here's the problem. You miss a shot, it's a long rebound. Louisville, bam, 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 quickly transition, gets the inside basket.
It was Branch, of course, who took the 3 the last trip. Branch making her first start of the season today.
We talk about Asia Durr. She's the star. She's the All-American. But Dunham is a very solid player. Erica Carter can come in and give you something. There are a lot of ways this Louisville basketball team can beat you.
Gina Conti. Udo had her fingers on the rebound, but it finds Durr in transition. Pretty good defense by Conti getting back, and it will stay with the Cardinals. Chatted with Jeff Walz for a bit before the game, the winningest coach in Louisville Cardinals history, women's basketball-wise. Deacons had a perfect month of December, still looking for their first win here in January. Durr had time to set her feet, but it rims out. Offensive rebound from Jasmine Jones.
We talk about that tempo, 2 second chance opportunities, and then Jones knocks down the three-pointer. When the ball is loose, you've got to be able to get a Carter, I should say. You've got to be able to get that rebound and then score, Emma. You can't tip it around, not grab it solid, because Louisville hurts you a lot of ways, like I'm saying.
Wake came down, hit their first shot, have missed their last 3 field goal attempts.
This is a Wake Forest team that's only shot over 45% 3 times this season. Not one of the top shooting teams in the ACC. They've got to value the ball and get scored. That's a block.
Shakes up Sam Fearing a bit. She picks up the foul.
Fearing, one of the better defenders, just a step slow, and I like the aggressiveness of Dixon, a freshman. She started the last couple of basketball games, especially in the absence of Alex Sharp. She's got to continue to play with some confidence and just kind of let it all hang out this afternoon.
Certainly on paper, Stan, this a David versus Goliath type matchup as Dixon hits the 3, ties the game at 5. What is the recipe for Wake to keep this close and competitive?
It's a lot of things, but quickly, no second chance opportunities. Don't get beat off the bounce. In other words, in transition, score when you have the basketball. If they've got 15 turnovers, if they've got 12 turnovers, it's going to be very difficult for them to score because those turnovers will lead to transition baskets for Louisville.
Shot clock at 6. Kylie Shook just into the game, dishes for Dunham, and she's rejected by Udo.
They have effort like that.
Anna Udo has the athleticism that kind of surprises her herself on occasion.
Well, this is a game, Evan, that players like Udo have got to step up and kind of go outside of themselves. Like you said, surprise themselves with play. Great effort there to get the block shot and then continue to play hard and play solid. You can't rest on one play. Good job. See, that's a good effort right there by Dixon.
Couple nice plays in the opening minutes from Kaylin Dixon, freshman from Gurnee, Illinois. Connie trying to break down Carter, lost her dribble, recess to Branch.
Other players handling the basketball this afternoon, I think, can be a key for Wake Forest to initiate their offense because you know that Conti's going to see a lot of pressure.
Dixon out of bounds. You know, one good thing we've seen so far from Wake, they're only 2 for 7, but they have 7 field goal attempts and no turnovers so far in the first 4.5 minutes of the game.
Plus, no question about it.
Wake averaging about 19 turnovers per game. That has been an issue throughout the regular season. There's a 3 splashed in from the wing. Erica Carter has improved so much. Jeff Wall saying she's just a completely self-made player in the gym during the summers when the coaches aren't really allowed to work with the players more than 16 hours a week. Carter has grown her game, now one of the better three-point shooters in the country. Looking inside, off the deflected pass, it somehow found the target. Branch unable to finish. Set up Carter, same spot, same result.
You're talking about Carter and her development, 15 out of 32 her last 5 basketball games, playing in such a great rhythm. You see double teams for Durr, so Carter's going to have some ability to score on the wing, and you've seen that on back-to-back baskets.
9 points on 3 shots for Erica Carter.
Got to score right now if you're Wake Forest. It's no good to run the clock down and not get anything out of this.
Anna Udo traveled. That's Wake's first turnover. Well, Cardinals shooting 38% from 3 on the year. Erica Carter individually 46% and rising. 11-5 Louisville. A windy day outside. We're inside though, so the shooting should not be impacted by the wind, and wind or not, Asia Durr has been an incredible bullseye shooter from deep throughout her career. One of 4 Cardinals 2,000 points all time, closing in on Shoni Schimmel for 2nd place in Louisville history. Angel McCautry was a great player that Jeff Walls inherited when he took over the Louisville job in 2007. Of course, there's the three-point record. Asia Durr, early in her career, made three-pointers in 59 straight games. That's not an active streak. She did go 0 for 7 from 3 against the Tar Heels earlier this month.
The thing you like about her, she's continued to get better and better on her long-range shooting. Came in her freshman year at 49. Last year had 115, and she just gets better. Was fouled there. She gets better, and she does all the little things that you like as a player. As a scorer, doesn't force her shot, always in some type of rhythm. And you can see why not only is she the ACC, potentially the ACC Player of the Year, but could be the National Player of the Year.
She was first-team All-American last year, helped lead Louisville to the Final Four, where they took Mississippi State to overtime before falling just short. Oh, that's a great pass.
Yeah.
Ball movement, Jones finding Dunham inside.
You can't be mesmerized by the ball. You're not going to double up right there, and you double and you don't rotate over. That's going to be, and here's the trap that we were anticipating a little bit. And there's so much size there. There we go.
10-second violation. Wake not alert. Pretty impressive numbers. Averaging 27 wins a year. Originally from Fort Thomas, Kentucky. Louisville has been a great fit for him. He's coached some of the USA junior national teams. 2 more for the Cardinals as Jasmine Jones gets her first bucket, and Louisville has stretched the lead to 10.
Great length by Jasmine Jones, scores well in the mid-post, 2-2-1, three-quarter court pressure by Louisville. This time Wake does a better job, but the trap continues, and you've got big size against that trap. You've got Bianca Dunham, 6'2", 6'3", against the smaller Conti.
Somehow that ball found Udo inside, but her shot rebounded by Durr.
Remember we talked about tempo a few moments ago, and Wake Forest was able to score and get a couple of stops. Now they're not able to do that because of the pressure and the transition in the basket.
Another brilliant pass from Jasmine Jones. Dunham the beneficiary. 6 points for Dunham. That's make it 5 assists for Jasmine Jones so far. Ratza shoots over Dunham, and the foul's on Durr over the back of Dixon.
Watch this now. There's a little skip pass, a second pass. It's a little touch pass, and you got post player. So you work from strong side to weak side, back to strong. Great ball movement, a good catch, and another score. And you're asking, okay, well, what do you do if you're Wake Forest? Well, obviously you got to get back in transition. Second thing is you've got to be able to score to stop some of this pressure.
Jasmine Jones to the Louisville bench. May have jammed her finger a little bit there. Anyone who's played basketball a handful of times experiences that eventually.
Should be all right. It's a very, not a deep bench for either Wake Forest or Louisville. So, see, today is a game, Evan, where Anna's got to think score. You've got your foot in the black. You got to be ready to score the basketball. You can't kick it out because you need points on the board quickly.
Ken Hoover, the Wake Forest Hall of Famer. Inducted to the Deeks Hall of Fame back in '02. Dana Evans' first shot off the bench, too strong, and the rebound from Maya Banks. Wake hasn't scored in about 5 minutes. Extra pass.
Good. Nice.
Banks, chance for 3.
Very unselfish player. He makes a little bounce pass there. Banks catches it, goes up strong, uses the left hand, and the sophomore from Arizona has got a chance for the three-point play.
Foul on Dunham, her first.
And see, that's what I'm talking about. You've got to attack them. Don't sit back on your heels because Louisville will make a play on you. You've got to score when you've got the chance.
That was the first free throw attempt of the game by either team. Under 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
Wake's showing a little bit of a zone, a little matchup out of this.
Kylie Shook for Evans. Talented guard from Gary, Indiana. Dana Evans triggers the offense, and more good passing leads to Dunham. Dunham's 4 of 5. Erica Carter hit the 3 threes. She's 3 for 3. The lead is 12.
Team basketball. The star's not scoring, so other people step in and make plays.
Connie unable to turn the corner. Good hedge there by Dunham. Dixon too strong. Carter no longer perfect. Oh, nice play there by Connie, getting on the floor, deflecting the ball over to Ellen Hanna.
Nice hustle there, you're right. Now run a little set there, a little 1-4 high. See if they get Banks a little low.
Ratza, her second bucket.
They're going to give Ivana that little 12 to 15-foot shot. She's got to be willing to take it and knock it down.
Cardinals shooting 53% in this first quarter. They're 8 of 15. Good position for Dunham again. Pretty good defense, though, on the block. Shot clock is off. Wake with a basket here. Could make this a single-digit game after one.
Very good defense by Maya Banks. She held her position, played big. Shot goes up. She gets the rebound. 3 seconds left. Knock it down.
Ratza. Rebound Dunham. And that'll do it for the opening quarter of play. Cardinals shoot 50% from the floor. Number 4 team in the country with a 10-point lead after 19. The Deacons 9. Let's send it down to the floor for the third member of our broadcast team, Haley Brooke McFadden. Hey, Haley.
Thanks, guys. The Deeks have had an 0-4 start in ACC play, so I decided to ask Alex Sharp and Elisa Penna what the team wanted to do to improve it. And they said that they've had slow starts and want to have quicker starts, and they want to get more rebounds on both offense and on defense. And they have the confidence that it's a long season, and if they can put these things into play, that they're going to get the results they want this season. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Haley. No Penna and Sharp on the floor, but they can still be leaders from the sideline, and those are arguably the 2 most experienced, accomplished players on the roster. How do they positively impact things without scoring any points?
Stay engaged. Keep this team competing. You're thinking about a player in Penna who made 31 of the 46 three-point baskets this Wake Forest team has made this year. Continue to coach them, encourage them. Work on the little things you've got to do to win a game, like that loose ball, loose rebound you're able to play, and then run the floor and score. A lot of things you can help your team do.
Conti gets the bounce, and the Deeks are within 8. First points for Gina. And there's the Cardinals' second turnover. Banks, pretty good position, power dribble, powers it in.
Nice. Fumbled the pass, didn't worry, didn't panic in the post. Plenty of time. Maya Banks showing why she was a high school All-American out of Arizona. Nice play inside.
Fouls on Hanna.
Watch this penetration. Nice pass. She doesn't get it, doesn't panic. Had to think, did I bounce it or did I not? And then just powers it up inside. That's a nice, smart play against Sam Thurin.
She's got the size to do it, 6'4", 19-year-old sophomore.
Evan, what I like about this game so far, and you throw all the numbers out there, that doesn't matter to me, is competing. And Wake Forest right now is competing.
Sure are.
And
Second foul on Shook.
And as a fan, definitely as a coach, and you better as a player, that's what you've got to do. No matter what the numbers are, the insurmountable lead, you go inside, nice little high-low there. Might have got away with a travel there, but Banks, it's okay. It's okay. You got to do a little bit. Every little bit helps. And then you go in and attack the post player. Smart play by the young sophomore, Maya Banks.
Maya Banks, her father played college basketball at St. Mary's on the West Coast in the 80s. Her older sister played college volleyball. She's found a home here at Wake Forest.
Well, she was slowed a little bit, as most freshmen are. They're going to learn how to play college basketball with some injuries last year, maybe a little bit of confidence. But as of late, she's really come in and done some positive things. Had her hands active, gotten some rebounds. You saw her able to finish a couple of plays inside. Had a nice game early against VCU. And she's building. She's going to be a good player for Wake Forest in the future.
Deeks on a little 6-0 run to start this second quarter. Foul on the rebound action. We're going to call this on Christina Mora, who was grappling for position inside with Sam Furyk.
Another one of those young players, a freshman. Mora goes in, is going to get some time. With the injuries now, you're going to play a lot of young players, and it's going to do one of two things. It's going to make you better, or it's going to drive you nuts. I think it's going to make these young ladies better.
Going to do both?
Yeah. Yeah.
Seems likely.
Yeah.
This time the foul going on Louisville. It's on Jones. Cardinals began the year 14-0. A loss to Notre Dame, followed up by back-to-back wins over Georgia Tech and Virginia. At 16-1, Louisville has 12 of their 16 wins by double figures.
Take your time now, clock winding down under 10. Tightened up the defense by Louisville.
Mikasa Robinson stripped Mora. Takes it strong, and she'll get to the line.
Mikasa Robinson, I don't know if you saw the Notre Dame game, but the second half, the final few minutes of the Notre Dame game, she was very instrumental in that comeback. Had a couple of steals on the score, made a basket, had a potential three-point play on a driving kick. And she's a player that doesn't get a lot of minutes, but when she gets in the basketball game, she's been very, very effective and a solid player, averaging just about 3 points a ball game. But the thing they talk about her is that she's a very solid defender. Saw that on the steal.
No question about it. Robinson coming off a season high 20 minutes in the game against Virginia.
Yeah.
Scored 4 points in that game. She's got her first 2 today.
And here's the pressure set up after the free throw. A little 1-2-2, 1-2-1-1, depending on where that wing drops. But you can expect another trap. Wake does a great job that time breaking the pressure.
It's a 3-second violation. Udo camping up for position for too long. So said Norma Jones from the baseline. 5th turnover that Jen Hoover's team has been cited for. Durr looking for her first points. She's still scoreless.
I like that little move. See a little hesitation, little cross.
She's got a lot of moves.
It doesn't. You don't worry about her scoring today. You worry about. You watch those little intangible things. Nice little head and shoulder move to get a basket. Take your time in the post.
Offensive foul. Udo swinging the elbow, got Robinson, who held her position well.
Watch on Udo. She's got to understand what she's got to do. Put it on the floor, take the mid-range jumper. She's not known as a mid-range jump shooter, but she's got to develop in that game. Good defense once again by Louisville.
Deflected pass, finds Jones. Offensive rebound pulled down by Carter. These are the second chance opportunities that you said Wake had to avoid.
Yeah.
Robinson makes the Deeks pay.
Well, there it was. I mean, I'm not a rocket scientist, but I play one on TV sometime, and there it was. Second chance, long rebound. They get it. Nice little mid-range jumper. And then here comes the pressure.
You can just kind of tell, Stan, that this is a unit of 5 Deacons that haven't spent a ton of time playing together as a group of 5.
No, they have not. And they're a very young basketball team, but sometimes your basketball instincts have to take over, Evan, and you got to say, okay, if I see a trap and I'm not the person being trapped, how do I run to the basketball? How do I get open? If I'm in the post, how do I score on the wing? I can't turn the ball over carelessly. Yeah, Those are the things that you have to be able to do.
Dangerous pass from Connie leads to a turnover, and inside, scoop up and in for Fearing.
Good timeout. Good timeout.
Jen Hoover has seen enough. Wake began the quarter on a 6-0 run. They were back within 4. Cardinals have responded with a 6-0 spurt of their own. Sam Fearing's first bucket puts the Cardinals up. 49 left in the first half. Cardinals leading by 10. No Alex Sharp again today. Out earlier this year after rehabbing off-season shoulder surgery and then broke her hand in practice, an unfortunate collision. The Deeks clearly struggling without their best rebounder, and obviously she can score the ball too.
She's a glue girl. It would have been interesting to watch her develop, especially against teams that are long and athletic like Louisville the next couple of games. Very unfortunate incident. I've always admired the way Alex plays. She's always around the basketball, very unselfish, doesn't look for her shot until need be. And just part of the game. I mean, you have injuries, you have sickness, you have things happen, and so you hope she gets well, and you hope this team, continues to develop in it.
There have been times when Wake certainly has become unglued without her.
No question, yeah. I mean, no question about it. I mean, you think about this, 8 turnovers now in this basketball game. This is a Louisville team, 14 of the 17 games they've had, they've forced more than 15. There's a block.
Great block by Jasmine Jones.
Jones is so long, and she gets off the floor quickly.
Shot clock at 4.
Dixon's got to recognize.
Dixon lost the handle. The shot clock violation.
Jasmine Jones is so long at 6 feet, but she can elevate. Maya Banks just got to take that up really strong, and Jones gets her 8th block of the season, blocks, and then you force defense for 1 more second, and boom, you get another turnover. And you wonder why this Louisville team is so explosive, why they score so many points. It's because they play really solid defense, Evan.
That they do.
I mean,
Pull up, 2. They got a foul inside on Banks. So credit Jones with a bucket.
So the 2 that you don't get on the other end because of the great block by Jasmine Jones. There's a nice little cross move, goes up strong, nice little jumper, and you can see there's a little push. Yeah, you see Banks kind of put that elbow in the back. Good call by the officials.
I've heard other folks complain about this. I think they got to change this rule. It should be 1 shot here instead of 2. She's going to get 2 shots.
During the bonus.
Yeah, but it was a shooting foul.
But it was after the shot, though. So that has nothing to do with that particular ball, live ball, dead ball. So you don't like to see people shoot free throws.
Who does?
People that can make them.
I can make free throws.
And you should like shooting free throws. 2-2-1 pressure right here. 2-1-2. There's your trap. Got it.
I like sleeping. Doesn't mean I like watching other people sleep.
We're not worried about other people here. Anyway, let's move on. Not going down that road with you today.
I say watching my 4-month-old daughter sleep, that's pretty cute. Wake Forest comes up with a steal, trailing by 13. Deeks haven't scored in more than 4 minutes.
And the Wake Forest offense is being put to sleep right now because of turnovers and missed opportunities. Anna's got the ball high. You got to have a cutter there. And there's another turnover. But you got to have some movement. One of the things that really impressed me about some other teams we've seen these years, when they get in a bind, they spread your offense. You look for cutters. You look for high post cutters or screens. Wake right now is kind of standing around a little bit. And part of the reason you're standing around is because of the pressure they're seeing up court. So when you get the ball over the top, it's like, whoo, I'm tired. Little zone again.
Cardinals moving the ball with a purpose. Carter takes it. Udo with her 3rd rebound.
That's a good rebound.
Conti so far has 6 rebounds, but only 1 assist in 15 minutes. And Udo exasperated.
Okay, here's our change, and maybe Jen's going to make it to the substitution. They're trying to post Banks, and Anna's up top. And Anna's not very comfortable being that far away from the basket, as you can see. So with these 9 turnovers they've had in the last 5 minutes, what they've got to do is settle in. Maybe you reverse that, put a smaller player there if you're looking for that high-low, and put Anna maybe in the mid-post. So this is just a thought. But she's not comfortable up top.
Kick out for Evans.
Bam. Ben Evans comes in off the bench, averages about 10 points, one of the top 3-point shooters on this Louisville team, and never complains, just does her job, scores, and is back in pressure. And this game's beginning to slip away a little bit for Wake Forest. All right, so you got double high post action right now. But there's no, see, look right there, Evans. See, everybody's standing around. You gotta be cutting, gotta be moving.
Wake Forest bailed out by a reaching with 5 on the shot clock. 3 minutes to go in the half. Third team foul. First on Evans.
When you're cutting, when you're moving without the basketball, it provides you driving lanes. It provides you passing lanes. It may even give you a better angle to take a shot possibly. But you're not going to get that by standing around and not being available to catch and move.
Connie having trouble getting the ball in. You're absolutely right, Stan. And I think what we're seeing from Wake Forest, aside from the youth and inexperience and the growing basketball instincts, is just a quintet of players that haven't spent a ton of time playing together as a unit. They're used to having Penna wanting the ball and Sharp wanting the ball. And now
so
they're not there, and what's next?
You know, I totally agree with everything you're saying, and that makes so much sense. But then I also say as a basketball player that now I've got to step my game up, even though you've not asked me to do that before, and be that person that wants the ball to try to make a play. Because if I don't do it, it might not get done. So you see Elisa, you know, she missed a game early in the year in moving back from Italy. She was with the national team, and now this game, not sure how long she's going to be out with the injury. And a good basket after timeout. But I agree with you. But somebody's got to step up. That's the bottom line. After a timeout, get a score, get back on defense. Stay in this game. Continue to compete.
We're told that Penna's injury likely not season-ending, but no more specific timeline than that.
And so while she's on the bench, other players have an opportunity to play and gain valued experience and step up and make their game.
Loose ball scooped up by Banks.
Great hustle. See, this time they've got Banks up top and they put Mora down low.
That's a good offensive set.
But see, she did a great job without the basketball. Little high ball screen, and then she rubbed to the low block area, and they found her. I like the offense.
Really good minutes from Maya Banks off the bench. She's got 8 points in 7 minutes.
It's about playing the game.
On the drive, nice kiss. Jasmine Jones has 6. Here's the thing, Stan. Wake Forest is shooting 80% in the second quarter. They're 4 of 5 from the floor. They've turned it over 9 times.
Yeah, good news, bad news. Make it 10.
Offensive foul away from the ball.
Think about the fact that, you know, Wake's only had going into today 4 ball games where they've had more assists than turnovers. Last couple of basketball games have really turned it over, and they've not rebounded well against the likes of Miami, Boston College, the Notre Dame game in North Carolina.
That's pretty crazy. Wake had out-rebounded 16 consecutive opponents dating back to last year until the BC game, and they've been out-rebounded in their last 3. Wake actually out-rebounding Louisville right now for the game.
Last 5 they were out-rebounded against Carolina. I think it was 22 against Notre Dame. Got a foul inside there.
And from the Cardinals' perspective, you talk to Jeff Walls, he's still trying to figure out what kind of rebounding team he has because, you know, Maisha Hines-Allen is not walking through that door.
Nope.
Jeff Walls was telling me how he went back recently about a week ago and was watching some of their NCAA tournament games from last year because they always try to put in a new wrinkle for every NCAA tournament game just to see, kind of remind himself what they did last year. There was a game against, I believe, Marquette, when Maisha Hines-Allen grabbed the first 8 rebounds of the game. I joked, I said, how many did she take coast to coast? He said 2 of them. That was her game, and she was a force inside. They don't have someone quite that dominant this year.
And what happens now is people like a Jasmine Jones or the Dunham and Carter and even Shook have to step up and change their game a little bit and be a little bit more aggressive. Because Maisha Hines-Allen was a special talent. She's up there in Washington, early round draft pick of the Mystics. And so, hey, you adjust the basketball game. Isn't it interesting that as much as we talked about Durr, that they've done pretty much all of this without her scoring so far?
Asia Durr's 0 for 3, has not scored in the game. And her team's up by 15.
Take your time. That's good work. That's good work.
Ball somehow found Ratza. Mora keeps it alive, kicks it for Connie. And now Mora comes in, grabs another rebound.
I like
puts it
that.
in off the glass.
I like that. Great effort there. The ball goes back in your hands. You're able to make a play. Mora says, hey, it's out of bounds. I'm coming back in to get it, and you score off it. Compete, compete, compete.
Fearing's 3 in and out. Dunham fouled on the stick back.
Watch this, Evan. The ball kicks out. Nice effort there by Mara. The freshman uses the left hand. And again, you're asking players, okay, who could be the next pinner? Who could give us some inside-outside scoring? Maybe it's Mara. You don't know until you're out there, and you've got to be willing to try to make a play. I love her effort right now.
Christina Mora, the top-ranked Canadian recruit in the class of 18, won a silver medal with the Canadian U18 national team, FIBA Americas tournament. Banks back in for Udo. Mikasa Robinson returns for the Ville.
You look at this Wake Forest team, and when you have Udo, who just stepped out of the game at 6'4", but Banks goes 6'4", Mara 6'2", they have a very tall basketball team. So you can win that battle to 3, 4, 5 spots possibly.
Bianca Dunham is the game's first double-figure scorer. She's got 10 here in this first half. Shot clock is off, with Louisville leading by 14. Connie for 3. Good!
Bam!
Wake's second 3 of the half. Robinson to Dunham. No! Rebound Mora. Jeff Walls has an 11-point lead, but from Jen Hoover's perspective, the Deacons were down 56-18 at the halftime on Thursday. To be only down 11 against the number 4 team in the country. Hassie. And I'll tell you, Stan, I had the opportunity to see Florida State a few weeks ago. They are not as deep and athletic as they were in past years, but they do not lack toughness. And they're sitting at 3-1 in the league, 15-2 overall. That's going to be a really tough challenge for Louisville in the Tucker Center Thursday night.
You remember last year here we had the game Florida State and Wake Forest, and certainly different levels of play, but you saw some of that toughness inside out with the Florida State team. The game's down in Tallahassee.
Yes.
I'll take Louisville by about 7.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I'll take Louisville.
After
So
that,
there'll be a different type of intensity. And speaking of intensity, just real quickly, let's find out how Louisville's going to play this first 4 minutes.
we will find out together.
Come out, be aggressive, take some things away. Durr is yet to score. Don't think that's really a problem. She'll be more aggressive. Wake Forest has got to be able to answer that. Good spacing, good ball movement right now.
Shot clock winding down. Connie had her 30-footer rejected. That cannot have been what Jen Hoover wanted on the first offensive possession of the third quarter.
When you see that trap and the way they force Dixon so far away from the basket, she's got to break that curve and get her shoulders square, because there's going to be openings on the weak side. She was unable to turn the corner, and Conti's got to bail him out. Wasn't able to do that.
How long will it take Asia Durr to get her first points here in
Right
the third?
now. Oh, I was trying to be ahead of the game with you.
Connie pushing the pace. Fouls on Furyk.
You know, we talk a lot about Durr, and you and I have both seen enough basketball to see somebody that's highly heralded, a big scorer, and they're not having a game, and they're pressed. Well, what I like about her as a player is that she doesn't really seem that agitated right now. The shot didn't fall. She continues to play hard, play smart, and a player that's going to learn from playing against her is Miss Conti. I think Jen Conti's got a great upside, tremendous high school athlete, has played in every game here at Wake Forest, leads the team, #2 in the ACC in assists, and I think as she grows with this young basketball team, the better this Wake Forest team is going to be. I like Conti's leadership.
Durr can certainly fill it up quickly, and they're creating a bucket for Sam Furyk.
No problem. No problem whatsoever. Not pressed about scoring. Do other things. Doing them well.
Durr has scored in double figures every game this year. Her season low is 10 against Carolina. Scored 20 plus each of her past 3 games, and Asia scored at least 48 times in her career. I mean, there's Ana Udo getting her first bucket.
Ana Udo's got to play a solid second half. 5 turnovers, not really scoring. Got a few rebounds, but she's got to assert herself. Kind of playing a little bit of a one-man zone right there. She's in the middle of the block, kind of protecting the glass.
Jones hit by Connie from behind.
Let's go inside to play one time, Evan, with her Asia Durr, the All-American. That's how All-Americans do it. Sees the double team. She's second in the team in assists. No problem. She finds the open player. Sam Furyk gets the layup. Asia Durr can beat you a lot of ways. So far, she's doing it with her passing and her defense.
Durr averaging 3.5 assists per game this year. It's a career high. Jones, the junior, will be going back home this week. She grew up in Tallahassee.
After the made free throw, you see again, this time some man pressure. Tap the first pass and continue to keep the trap going.
Connie saw the double team coming. And here comes Asia Durr's first bucket.
It wasn't going to take long. The thing that makes this pressure so difficult is Wake has to use another timeout. You got to run the baseline. Is that they're trapping big on little. So as you watch this break, as we
now 28-10. I imagine Jeff Walz will be 28-10 after his first postseason game this March.
Please don't jinx him. Don't talk about that right now. Don't jinx him, okay?
I'm not jinxing him.
Yeah, you are.
I'm expressing my confidence in him.
I'm talking about something else. Yeah, you get this all, and then we 27. Then next week you change, and it's the big number. Don't jinx the man.
Maybe it's because I'm a commentator, but I don't believe in the commentator's curse.
Yeah, maybe because I'm a commentator, I do.
Cardinals by 13. 2.5 minutes gone in this third quarter of play.
Nice
Ratza unable to finish, gets her own rebound. Kicks it to a wide open Connie. Wake Forest now 2 of 10 from beyond the arc.
Got to be able to knock that shot down.
Pretty good defense though in transition. Udo emerges with a loose ball.
Get that second chance opportunity. Louisville's made you pay for it. Wake Forest got to do the same thing. That's a power block.
Udo set a abrupt screen.
Finish it. Good job.
Reagan Branch, the third-year sophomore from Arlington, Tennessee, with her 5th field goal of the season.
Sidelined early in the year with a knee injury, had the Achilles injury her freshman year, the true freshman years, battled some injuries, and I think she could be another person could be an asset for this basketball team.
That is certainly one area of concern for Louisville fans. Asia Durr, who we've seen make seemingly, 7 threes in a row, dozens of times. She's 0 for 3 beyond the arc today. Before going 4 for 9 against Virginia, she had made just 10 of her previous 55 threes in the last 6 games. 3-point shooting for Durr. She was at 41% 2 years ago, 42% last year. She's at 33% this year.
Just shots not falling. There have been some really good looks for her, and she's going to get there. That's a nice looking basket. Continue to compete if you're Wake Forest. If you're Louisville, now they're kind of jumping at you, so you got to raise your level.
Trailer
Bam.
3,
there you go.
Carter knocks it down. Durr the assist.
Erica Carter, as we mentioned earlier, 15 to 32 her last 5 games from three-point land. Had 36 coming in the day, can score the basketball, another unforced turnover. The size affects you and your pressure. You're not, guards aren't accustomed to seeing someone 3, 4, 5, 6 inches bigger than them in their trap areas. And giving the ball to players that aren't accustomed to having the ball 35, 40 feet away, as in that case.
Wake settles back into a 2-3 zone.
They've been effective in this zone today.
Durr from the corner. There's the first 3 of the game for the All-American.
Watson just a step too slow getting out to cover Durr. Durr with the quick release and being on the left side, the baseline side, enables her to get the shot off.
5 points for Durr, nearly a steal. She took the headband off a branch in the process. Dixon for Udo. Dixon on the stick back.
Good job.
Wake hanging around within striking distance, down 12. 5 points for Dixon, making her 4th consecutive start. And now Durr's heating up. 8 points here in the second half
and
for
you
Durr.
were worried that she wasn't going to score.
Never said I was worried about it.
No.
Durr, and the foul's on Dixon after Durr picked the pocket. I was never worried that she's going to score. I am a little worried about her 3-point field goal percentage because this Louisville team is going to need her at some point February or March.
It'll get better because she's going to get wide open looks like that, and she's going to knock them down.
Start thinking about tournament resume, and Louisville currently projected to be a #1 seed, sitting at 16-1, leading by 15 with 4:37 to go in the third quarter today. Quality wins in the non-conference over Kentucky and Arizona State. Only lost this year, of course, in South Bend. Louisville Cardinals stand are 52-4 since the start of last season.
Final 4 last year, continue to be on a roll, and I got a funny feeling that they may meet each other that of Notre Dame, the ACC tournament, or either in the NCAAs in the national championship. Could very well happen again.
Cardinals mentioned at Florida State Thursday, and then home game against Pitt, and then a home game against the UConn Huskies.
Should be an interesting game. UConn not quite as dominant as they've been in the past few years.
Jeff Walls just threw his water bottle to the ground in frustration after that offensive possession went nowhere. Ratza barrels to the rim and gets 2.
Now that'll make him throw it down, a turnover, unforced play, and then Ratza's able to score among the trees. And again, I continue to talk about the great effort I'm seeing out of this Wake Forest basketball team today.
Kylie Shook and the foul.
You talk about X factors for Louisville. One of them is Shook, the 6'4" player, can go inside and score, can step out. We know she's one of the best shot blockers on this team, but shows good hands. And again, what we talked about Maya Banks earlier in the game, patience in the post. Shook does it there. She'll go to the free throw line where she shoots 81%. See if she can convert on that. Question, if she scores the basket, do you press them? Do you press Wake Forest out of this? But we'll have to find out later. You see some pressure now, a little bit.
I think The answer is make or miss, pressure this team that doesn't really have a backup point guard behind Giannacconi.
Yeah, you see Dunham comes out and attacks Gina, makes her give the ball up, and she's got to throw it over a 6'2" player, and it just kind of throws the whole offense away. There's your double team. Look opposite.
Banks. Is that deflected? Yes. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Asia Durr didn't realize that it was deflected out of bounds, so she's just now coming back into the play. Ratza got it off, did not catch iron. It's Durr, Shook, Evans, Dunham, and Carter. Cardinals, after a 48-point win on Thursday over Virginia, leading by 15 third quarter today, as Shook fakes it, takes it, and Ratza secures the rebound.
Good possession. That's a good decision by Dixon, but I would have liked to maybe see her take that ball down the sideline, kind of put some pressure on the move with defense. But the problem is, if you put pressure on him and you try to drive, you've got Shook on the back line there to block a shot. You push the pressure just a little bit. Good decision. There's a little UCLA cut, and you go right into one of the best shot blockers in the conference.
Nice to be 6'4". Shook showing why she had 51 blocks a season ago. Connie looking for somebody here.
Jessica Kern is the Tennessee State coach of the game that Shook had 8 blocks, and I asked her about it a couple days ago. So yes, she was coming out of everywhere, blocking shots, weak side, strong side, blocked a 3-point attempt. Phenomenal game a couple months ago, but again, just the versatility in this team. There you go.
Not this time for Durr. Banks grabs another rebound, her 4th. Pretty incredible. Wake Forest plus 15 on the boards in this game.
The young players using their size, weak glide rebound, and making plays.
Now, a lot of that is Louisville has not had as many missed Wake Forest field goals because of Wake turnovers. So those are not rebounds, those are steals or out of bounds or whatever they might be.
2 possessions ago, you're right about that. 2 possessions ago, I was about to say, hey, Wake's got to consider if Louisville gets a run, they've only got 1 timeout left. And this is the thing you got to understand about time and score and how to make plays. And Wake Forest was forced to call a timeout. By my call, I think that'll be their last timeout of this basketball game. So again, understanding time and score and what Erica Carter can do. Well, one of the reasons you need timeouts is to cool her down. Great look there off the movement, gets a score. Got to get closer to her and contest a shot. In transition again, catch, turn it down, give it to her. And just a nice rhythm shooting the basketball and gave Louisville the ability to get off to a very, very solid start in what Asia Carter's been able to do.
Erica Carter scored 9 of her team's first 11 points in this game. Hit back-to-back threes when the game was tied 5-all. From 5-all to 8-5 to 11-5, and the Cardinals have led ever since.
Had 4 against Western Kentucky, season high 7 against the Duke basketball team. And she can score a lot of ways and averages just a shade under 10 points a ball game. But again, understanding her role, playing good defense, handling the basketball, and being very, very smart. So you like what the team gives you.
Stan was chatting with Jeff Walls before the game about Carter's development. He was saying how she wasn't that highly sought after of a recruit coming out of California. Has really developed her game in a big way.
Really has. Another missed layup there by Wake Forest, but fortunately able to get the ball, second chance opportunity, spacing. So you're standing again. They've been most effective when they've been able to space.
Kylie Shook picks up her 3rd foul. So 2 free throws here for Ellen Hanna, former member of the Sweden national team. She is 3 for 8 from the line this season.
What are you looking at me for?
What are you looking at me for?
I'm just
You were giving me this glare after I gave the stat, as if I'm somehow to blame for her missing that free throw.
finish high, follow through, knock it down. Oh, you can get it happen. We can help her out.
Evans in transition. She lost it on the way up.
And because of some of those turnovers, like you said, there have been those loose ball rebounds ability. That's a good drive.
Missed layup, though. Nice job getting back by Wake. It's just a 13-point game with 11 and a half minutes to go. I mean, it's still right there for Wake to make a quick 6-0 run and have this be a 2-3 possession game in the fourth. Oh, how did that happen? Mikasa Robinson saved it. Asia Durr found it. Durr for Robinson. Great pass inside. Oh, Furing. Everything but the bucket. Free throws coming for the senior from New Jersey.
Very, very valuable lesson learned here. That long rebound that you didn't go after. And this is the difference between high school and college. Players can make that play. They're not going to give up on that play. And because you don't finish it by getting the rebound, that's the most important thing. You're not sure the ball's going out of bounds. Louisville gets a second chance opportunity. And now an 84% free throw shooter. And I cursed it because I gave it a percentage. This is a free throw. But these are the little things that this young Wake Forest basketball team will learn as they continue to play. You've got to play out possessions.
Sam Furing will be 22 next month. Former McDonald's All-American knocks down the second. By the way, the foul on that sequence was on Kaylin Dixon. That's her fourth.
There's your trap. And playing this fourth quarter against an explosive team like Louisville, a nationally ranked team like Louisville, you've got to play with a lot of poise right now and understand the concept.
Nice backdoor cut. Ratza unable to finish the up and under. Shot clock down to 7. Hot iron that time, but it's out of bounds to Louisville. 28.8 on the clock. Jeff Walls calling out the play for this last sequence. It's interesting. It seemed like Walls said one shot, but they're playing the first 15 seconds of the possession with a purpose regardless.
Yeah, move the ball, get something. Moving from side to side, be able to set up your play. Then you get into your offensive set.
Now Durr takes it. Rebound, Connie. The difference is 14. Last two quarters have been very competitive here in Winston-Salem, but through 3, it's 53-39. The Cardinals by 14 on the road. For more on Asia Durr and her brilliance throughout her career, we send it down onto the floor to Haley Brooke McFadden. Haley?
Thanks, guys. Louisville's Asia Durr is a finalist in the top 25 for the John R. Wooden Award. The John R. Wooden Award was established in 1976 and is considered college basketball's most prestigious award. Other winners include Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Wake Forest's own Tim Duncan. Durr scores roughly 21 points a game, landing her as the ACC's top scorer and the nation's 12th scorer. It's easy to see why she's a finalist. Let's see what she's got in store for this fourth quarter. Back to you guys.
Asia Durr through 3 quarters, 8 points, 3 of 11 shooting, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Wake Forest Ivana Ratza has played all 30 minutes so far. Gina Connie has played 29 of the 30. Evans was short from 3. Now, if Wake Forest can begin this fourth quarter the same way they began the second quarter, a little 6-0 run, things would get pretty interesting here.
You're thinking the same thing. Don't be happy where you are right now. I mean, now's an opportunity to take advantage of it, get some scores, play some solid defense, make this game even more competitive. That's going to be a foul there on Evans. But the thing about it, Evan, you can't be careless with the basketball. You get a chance to score in the paint, you've got to be able to do that. But then on the other end, you've got to be a very good and willing defender. Durr's not finding the range, good. Don't let anyone else get hot.
Hannah lost it. Last touch by Louisville.
The thing that would concern me a lot if I'm Wake Forest right now, in addition to the score, is the fact that you're going to play this entire fourth quarter with no timeout from that. So you have to value the basketball. You can't allow Louisville to get on runs.
Turnover number 19 right there as Mora walked with it.
And I've got to find a way to get honest confidence back there. She's not even looking at the basket in the low block area. She's got to do that. She's close enough. You tried to make a pass. I love your unselfishness, but sometime in the post, you got to go look to score yourself.
Evans tries again, knocks
Bam.
it down.
How the game's got out of hand, the two that you don't score, the two, or in this case, the three the other team scores. Now they're able to put their pressure on, and Durr forces a turnover, nearly.
Wake fortunate to maintain possession. Dixon back in, playing with 4 fouls.
Looked like she took a blow to the jaw. Recover. Dixon comes in, has got to play smart now, continue to be aggressive with playing with the 4 fouls.
Here's Mora for 2.
So one of our concerns today, when in this game, was Conti, how she would be able to handle the pressure. She's had a few turnovers, but she's made some smart decisions with the ball.
Sam Buring now has 7 points. Connie was looking for Mora. A little bit too much air on the pass allowed the Louisville defense to recover.
Robinson once again around the basketball for the Cards.
Evans, not this time. Conti has had an impressive day on the glass. That's her 8th rebound. That's twice as many as anyone else on Louisville has.
She's a tough player. She is a very tough player, very smart player. Being forced to play a lot of minutes. So you don't want to wear down physically, you don't want to wear down mentally.
Career high, 8 rebounds for Gina Connie today. Previous season best this year was 5. But Wake Forest continues to give away possessions, and Asia Durr with a rare transition miss.
You know, I think she was in shock. She blew by the entire defense, had an easy layup, didn't get it up high enough. Take advantage of that if you're Wake Forest. And if you're Louisville, just got to keep the pressure on Wake Forest. Keep pressing them. There you go.
Furing the steal. Turned out to be a pretty good foul because that was going to be numbers for Louisville at the other end. Second foul on Connie.
Banging inside the block. Good job by Furing to get in the passing lane. Did some more contact by Conti. Moment ago, Conti hits the floor trying to make the drive and get the rebound. This time she bumps into Furing, gets a foul call, but a very physical basketball game this afternoon between the Cards and the Deeks.
Carter is Louisville's leading scorer with 12. Dunham has 10. Jones has 8. Evans and Furing each have 7. Durr also has 8.
They're not in the game right now for Louisville.
On the drive, it's Robinson finding her way back to the free throw line.
space the floor, a little dribble drive right that time. Banks comes over just a little bit too late, and you see the contact there. She knew it. But I like that foul. You know why I like that foul? It's a little person, a smaller person, driving inside. The big says, nah, you're not coming in here. So makes her think about it the next time she drives in there. Like, swack 'em. Get out of here.
Said by
Not in my
a bigger person.
Yeah, get out of here. See? Go inside, get it blocked.
Jump ball tie-up. Arrow belongs to Wake.
Again, and it's worth noting that Wake has continued to battle against a lot of odds. I think anybody would say, hey, we'll find yourself down about 17 or 18 this point in the game, would you take it, considering the scores of past games, the game against Notre Dame last week, the Louisville game a year ago? You'd probably say, yeah, but that also gives you an opportunity to say you can win this basketball game. And right now, Wake's got some chances to score, and they've got to take advantage.
Second foul on Hana after Wake's 23rd turnover.
Is it 23 already? Is that what it is?
We're at 23.
Wow.
10 of them here in the second half. Hanging in the air, Mikasa Robinson. Chance for a three-point play.
I like her.
You're not alone.
Like her. I mean, she makes plays on the defensive end, fearing in a low block at the elbow, makes a little back cut there, using some acrobats and said, okay, big people, just because you want to intimidate me, I'm not going down that fast. I'll find a way to score. And she does.
Largest lead of the game for the Cardinals. Casa Robinson missed most of her junior year of high school after ACL surgery. She looks recovered. Another offensive rebound this trip for the Cards. Shook Carter. Udo finally secures possession. Lindsay Jarasinski in the game for the first time. Sets a screen. Ratza has 7 to shoot.
Another young player with size.
Possession hasn't gone anywhere. Dixon tries to bail him out. Misses everything.
Now you look at this with 20-point lead, 5:20 to go. It's just became Louisville's knockout blow.
Connie, 9 points, 8 rebounds in the ball game. Again, Udo struggling to secure possession. She's carving out pretty good space inside, but it has not been a seamless transition to get the basketball. And with 5 minutes to go, we'll take our final media timeout. Louisville 61, Wake Forest 41, the 4th-ranked Cardinals.
In Roxa's game.
It's what you've been waiting for from Ana Udo the entire game. She catches inside, quick shot, puts it in.
Knock it down inside, up and under moves. Got to do it.
Sagan Robbins into the game, and Cardinals offense quickly benefits from her presence.
Sees very little time, but gets off the bench and comes in and is very productive. Knocks down a nice little jumper.
It's her 7th basket of the season. Kentucky Miss Basketball in 2018 out of Mercer County High School. Conti. Rebounded by Jones. It's Robbins, Robinson, Evans, Shook, and Jones catching and scoring inside. Shook Wake Forest throws away the inbounds pass.
Nice little lob pass there inside, and Shook keeps it strong, keeps it high, and finishes. And then Wake helps them out, helps them run. That's how teams get on runs like that. You score on one end, boom, come back the other end. You miss a shot, you get a turnover, bam, bam, boom, and you extend this lead.
Bam, bam, boom.
Bam, bam, boom. Bam was the first one. Bam was on there. There's the boom right there on that turnover after the basket. Good play.
You make me miss John Madden sometimes.
Who?
John Madden, who was a football coach and a broadcaster for several years.
Who?
There's a video game that a lot of people have played.
That's John Madden.
Yeah. Jump ball tie-up. We'll go back to Louisville.
Really a nice guy, too. I met him one time after a Monday night game.
Where?
Charlotte. Years ago. I mean, you know, and you know, those guys, you don't have time for you. You know how you big-time TV announcers are. You don't have time for people. And he was like, I just want to say hello, you know, watched you, coach the Raiders back in the day. And he's, hey, thanks, nice to meet you.
I'm sure he's telling people about that time he met Stan Luter.
Probably. I would.
Of course you would.
Evan Lepley, my hero. Jumper.
Kylie Shook's long shot won't go. Rotza with another rebound.
What I need to see out of Wake Forest the rest of this basketball game is continued execution. Play with the passion. Try to win this final 3 minutes and 10 seconds. They've done themselves a service. They can build on this basketball game if they will. But don't get sloppy. That's a sloppy conversion defensive play. Got to get back, protect the basketball.
Lindsay Duval has scored in her 9th game of the season, playing in her 14th. Good three-point shooter, though.
Yeah, about to say, she's made like 13 or 14 this season.
She's made 13 of her last 26, in fact. Connie has to fire. And Dana Evans had her feet out of bounds as she secured possession. Jessica Lemley enters. Dana Evans departs. More than likely, Stan, Asia Durr's streak of scoring in double figures every game this year is going to end. She's at 8 points in 25 minutes, and odds are her day is done.
I would agree with you totally on that. A little hand check.
4th team foul on Louisville. There's Durr. 3 of 12 from the floor, 2 of 7. For someone who's gotten to the line 82 times in 17 games this year, a little surprising to see no free throw attempts.
Well, she didn't drive a lot today, but she did depend on some jump shots, had the easy layup that she missed. You know what I found really interesting about her was that she is a natural right-hander, but does everything as far as shooting left-handed. I just, find the fact that she's, can do that and has done that remarkable. I don't want to say it. I don't want to do it. I'm not gonna say the joke with that. I'm gonna let that go today.
After the Dixon jumper, Sagan Robbins responds with her 6th three-point make of the season.
See, this game is, you're gonna look in the box score, look in the paper or whatever you do on the internet tonight, see the score, and it's gonna be a little more lopsided than it really has been. Wake has got to finish strong.
18-6 Cardinals in the 4th quarter.
Yeah. So in the last 4 basketball games, they've had a period where they've scored less than 10 points.
.120 to go. Couple things most impressive about Louisville today. Talked about the passing at halftime. They're now at 19 assists. Also the balance. Carter has 12. Dunham has 10. Jones and Durr each have 8. Robinson, Evans, and Furing each have 7.
I think you'll see better focus.
That's 7 players with at least 7 points.
Out of them, in their next game against Florida State. I mean, they came in today, and you saw balance. You saw everybody stepping up, doing something, making a contribution, doing what you got to do to win this basketball game. So you want to play the game, win the game. No one gets hurt. Everybody's a little loose. They didn't feel like they were going to be pressed. they weren't really pushed that much, even though Wake fought back. And so you win, you go home, and you get ready for the next ball game. I guarantee you that there'll be more intensity, a sharper play on the offensive end on Thursday than it was today. But not to take anything away from Wake, but this is how the games are played.
Louisville now with 9 players that have at least 5 points in the game. And a foul in the backcourt is going to lead to free throws at the other end. Jeff Walls' team in Tallahassee on Thursday night. Wake Forest in the middle of this really tough stretch. 4 out of 5 on the road. And the one home game in that stretch is against the top 5 team in the country that went to the Final Four last year.
And last Sunday you were playing against the number 1 and 2 team in the country.
Number 1, undisputed.
Yeah, so hey.
So here's the deal.
It's not easy.
The next 2 games are on the road, but they are against 2 teams that currently have just 1 combined ACC win between them. Duke and Virginia.
Winnable games. And you should take away a lot of things you're able to do against Louisville today. Take that back with you. Go back to the drawing board. Really commend Jen and their staff about getting this team ready to play and having a focus. Louisville just too big, too good, too tough. But there's opportunities there.
By the way, Virginia Tech took NC State to overtime, but the Wolfpack did prevail. They remain undefeated. They're 18-0 after a 70-61 win in OT.
Are they the only undefeated team?
They
in
are.
Basketball.
They are.
Yeah. Catch it. Take your time.
It was
inside out.
It was NC State and Louisville, and then the Cardinals lost in South Bend.
Right. As your future, a little inside outside. Moore gets the jump shot. She's looked very comfortable in the time she's been out on the floor today too.
Moore 3 for 3 in the game, scored 6 points, grabbed 6 rebounds. But the 4th-ranked Louisville Cardinals were too much today for the short-handed Demon Deacons. Final score, Louisville 73, Wake Forest 49. Ivana Ratza finishes with 11 to lead Wake. Gina Connie added 9. They each grabbed 8 rebounds. But it was the Cardinals' balance that got the job done. Louisville shoots 43% for the game and wins it by 24 points. For Stan Luter, Seven Leffler saying, happy Sunday. Next Wake Forest ACC Network Extra telecast, January 31st.